The initial appearance of the first Japanese dive bomber above Pearl Harbor happened at 7:55 a.m. local time, marking the commencement of a relentless assault. Nearly 200 aircraft, a blend of torpedo planes, bombers, and fighters, formed the initial wave. The strategic arrangement of U.S. military aircraft, due to Short's anti-sabotage measures, unfortunately made them vulnerable targets, tightly congregated at the Naval Air Station on Ford Island, alongside Wheeler and Hickam fields. Japanese strafing on the ground led to the destruction of numerous planes. Wheeler Field, in particular, faced staggering devastation, with 42 out of 126 grounded planes entirely destroyed, 41 damaged, and only 43 remaining in operational condition. Merely 6 U.S. planes managed to take flight in defense during this initial onslaught, resulting in the destruction of over 180 aircraft. Concurrently, a massive offensive targeted Kimmel's fleet, capitalizing on the vulnerability of ships anchored in the harbor on a quiet Sunday morning, chosen by the Japanese for maximum surprise. The battleships bore the brunt of the assault within the first half hour. The USS Arizona succumbed to a massive explosion, while the USS West Virginia settled at the harbor's bottom, heavily bombarded and incapacitated. The USS Oklahoma faced a swift demise, struck by 4 torpedoes in rapid succession, eventually capsizing. Torpedoed and sinking slowly in shallow waters, the flagship USS California was abandoned. Even the target ship USS Utah met a similar fate, leaving scarcely any vessel unscathed. Though the anti-aircraft crews and Army personnel retaliated, the attack's ferocity remained undeterred. At 8:50 a.m., the second wave of the assault ensued, causing substantial damage, though less effective than the first. The USS Nevada, having endured a torpedo hit in the initial wave, attempted to maneuver but was hit by multiple bombs, grounding it at the channel's head. Bombs set the USS Pennsylvania ablaze, reducing adjacent destroyers to wrecks. A colossal explosion split the destroyer USS Shaw in two. The Japanese withdrew shortly after 9 a.m. The Japanese achieved significant success, evident in the destruction of the Arizona and Oklahoma, substantial damage to 6 other battleships, and harm to several cruisers, destroyers, and additional vessels. U.S. casualties surpassed 3,400, with over 2,300 lives lost. Extensive damage afflicted both Army and Navy aircraft on the ground. The Japanese incurred losses of 29 to 60 planes, 5 midget submarines, perhaps 1 or 2 fleet submarines, and fewer than 100 men. The Japanese task force exited the battle theater without facing counterattacks. Amidst the tragedy lay a glimmer of solace. Due to Kimmel's strategic positioning, 2 U.S. aircraft carriers were absent from the harbor. The USS Enterprise, led by Admiral William F. Halsey, was en route to reinforce the Wake Island garrison, while the USS Lexington undertook a mission to transport Marine dive bombers to Midway. These actions also deployed 7 heavy cruisers and a division of destroyers at sea. The USS Enterprise, scheduled to return on December 6, faced delays due to weather. Additionally, the USS Saratoga was in San Diego, loading new aircraft on the morning of the attack. The Pearl Harbor assault severely weakened U.S. naval and air capabilities in the Pacific. Nonetheless, apart from the Arizona and Oklahoma, all 8 battleships were eventually repaired and returned to service. Furthermore, the crucial oil storage facilities on the island remained unscathed. President Franklin D. Roosevelt famously referred to the day as a date which will live in infamy, unifying the American public and erasing earlier support for neutrality. On December 8th, Congress declared war on Japan with only 1 dissenting vote, cast by Representative Jeanette Rankin of Montana, who had also opposed U.S. entry into World War I.